When you suffer from insomnia, the standard advice focuses entirely on the brain. Turn off your screens, lower the temperature, and take a melatonin supplement to signal your pineal gland. But what if the source of your sleep disruption isn't in your head, but in your intestines? Emerging research in chronobiology reveals that your gut microbiome has its own circadian rhythm. If your bacteria are jet-lagged, you will be too. Today we map the chemical pathways that connect your colon to your REM sleep. We are taught that melatonin is the sleep hormone produced by the pineal gland in the brain as it gets dark. While this is true for regulating your central biological clock, it is chemically incomplete. The gastrointestinal tract actually contains roughly 400 times more melatonin than the pineal gland. While the brain's melatonin dictates the timing of sleep, the gut's melatonin regulates intestinal motility, reduces inflammation, and communicates with the central nervous system via the vagus nerve. If your gut is in a state of dysbiosis, bacterial imbalance, this massive endogenous supply of melatonin is compromised. To understand how gut bacteria control sleep, you have to look at the assembly line. Melatonin cannot be created out of nothing. It must be synthesized from serotonin, which itself is synthesized from the amino acid tryptophan. Certain strains of beneficial bacteria, like Bifidobacterium and Streptococcus, actively synthesize serotonin. In fact, over 90% of your body's serotonin is located in the gut. If your microbiome lacks the specific strains required to convert dietary tryptophan into serotonin, your body physically lacks the chemical precursor needed to build melatonin later that night. You can't build the roof if you don't have the bricks. Your gut bacteria operate on a 24-hour cycle, just like you do. Different strains of bacteria become active at different times of the day, moving closer to or further away from the intestinal lining. When you eat a heavy meal late at night, you force the day shift bacteria to stay awake and metabolize the food. This late-night digestion generates metabolic heat and disrupts the microbial clock. The bacteria send erratic signals up the vagus nerve, confusing the brain about what time it actually is, suppressing your central melatonin release, and fragmenting your deep sleep architecture. The enemy of melatonin is cortisol, the stress hormone. They operate on a biological seesaw. When one is high, the other must be low. If you consume a diet high in processed foods that damage the gut lining, pathogenic bacteria release endotoxins called lipopolysaccharides, LPS, into your bloodstream. Your immune system detects this as an attack and spikes systemic inflammation. To combat the inflammation, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol. If your gut is constantly leaking endotoxins, your cortisol remains chronically elevated through the night, physically blocking the brain from entering the deep, restorative stages of delta wave sleep. Sleep hygiene is not just about blue light blockers and cold rooms. It is about microbial timing. To fix your sleep, you must fix the serotonin assembly line in your gut and respect the biological clock of your bacteria. Stop eating 3 hours before bed and let your microbiome sleep.